Can you see my pillow? Ooh. At least make it look cute. All right. What is up, people? It is I, Venice, not like the freaking beach. And you are listening to the latest Blather. I missed last week's episode. I am so mortified because I literally just started my podcast. I had a hard time recording. You know why? Because I felt like everything was keeping me from this podcast. I was struggling. So let me be real with y'all. My episode that I was supposed to record for last week, which will be this week, I'm trying to decide, am I going to double up on posts to try to catch it back up, or if I'm going to just take an L for last week. I'm one person, okay? This is not a professional production. This is just me. The episode that I had planned for last week was real light, real cute. I think it was a story time or a fashion predictions or something cute, but to be honest, shit ain't light right now in my life. It's hard to sit here and pretend and talk about something light when your life ain't light. So I had gotten constructive criticism in the past from a friend that said basically your episode was hard for me to listen to because it was triggering, and I understand, but for some people it's relatable, for some people it's triggering. Some people like to relate to others by hearing what the fuck they're going through or what they're navigating through and making their life make sense. And some people just want to listen to a podcast to think about something other than their shit. But I'm the type of person, I don't really know how to talk about light shit. You know how some people are surface level? I'm not surface level. I'm a deep person to a fault. I can sometimes be light and cute, but right now it's not that time. So I pivoted. I'm going to talk about what the fuck is going on in my life. And if it's triggering for you, then just don't listen to this episode. Tune in next week because we'll have a guest, hopefully. And we'll be talking about cuter shit. But right now, I want to talk about change. I want to talk about entrepreneurship. I want to talk about, generational, wealth versus trauma, and how not having the proper foundation really does set you up for failure, because that is what is going on in my life. So I don't even know where to begin. I guess we could start with change. So I have been dealing a lot with change because where I come from, the family that I come from, all love, no diss, but we didn't come, I didn't come from money. I didn't come from the family that teaches you about saving, that teaches you about having good credit, that teaches you about how to buy property. Everyone's renting. Well, there's a few people that own, so let me not diss, but I wasn't taught about success and how to get it. So me trying to strive for success was something that I was trying to figure out, that I am trying to figure out on my own. And life is fucking hard. So everyone is a product of their environment, right? Let's start there. Everyone is a product of their environment. For me, my mom did the best that she could to be better than her mom. And I'm sure that my mom's mom, my grandma, did the best that she could do to be better than her mom. And then the reality of a black woman that is that before my grandma's mom, we were probably slaves. So we are literally trying to come back from lack, right? So keep that in mind. I had an emotional breakdown. I felt okay, I don't really know what triggered it. I think it was something that my mom came over and we didn't even get in an argument, but I think it started with seeing my mom, I don't even know how much of her business I want to put out there. I think seeing my mom in her age and still in a place of where she didn't get where she wanted to be was triggering for me, because I am now a mother of a daughter. I am now trying to create something for my kids, right? So I was extremely triggered by, I don't even know what. Nothing bad even happened. I just was heavily reminded. So this all began becoming a problem when I got let go from my job. I wasn't even sure if I was going to even put that out there. So I got let go from my job, and it's not even the first time that it happened. The reason that this particular time really fucked me up is because, one, I worked for a team that I loved and I really fucked with and still fuck with. But two, it was fully out of my control. Like, there was a time in my life that I got let go from a job where I fully deserved to be let go. So my ego wasn't fucked off. Like, I felt like I deserved that. Like, I deserved that firing. This time in particular was different. So one of my long-term goals has always been to give back to the community. Homelessness, help people out of homelessness, help people realize that their value and work towards something better for their life. Being a resource, because that's what I'm trying to do. And I truly feel that I'm capable of like defeating the environment that I was raised around and being something different. I really truly feel like I can be that diamond that comes from all that pressure. I truly do. I believe in myself. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, when I was young, I made a list. Okay, I want to do these things. These are the things I want to accomplish. And of course, that list has expanded over time, over the years. And I realized that, because I'm a woman of God, so I realized that the path that I was trying to lay out for myself, if it went the way that I planned, I would be rich. A lot of people get so uncomfortable talking about being rich. I am already rich in the spirit. I'm already rich in friendship. I have amazing friends. My friendships have always like had their challenges and ups and downs, but no matter what, I've always had good people in my life. Even though I've had to let some people go or some people went and then came back, I've always had good people in my life. I'm rich when it comes to friendship. I'm rich when it comes to emotional support, even, or like even support with my business. I'm rich when it comes with support with my kids. I'm rich when it comes to God's blessings. But I believe that I'm capable of being financially rich, like financially free. But the thing that's distasteful to me when you're financially free and you're rich is when you don't give back. Because I truly believe that God blesses people so that they can bless others. So in my mind, I was like, okay, so if I reach that capacity to where I truly feel that I'm trying to get, what would be my end all be all after I prepare my kids for college, after I get my dream home and I have everything that I need and we need as a family. I don't want that money to just sit there and be spent on stupid shit like designer bags and unnecessary. I want to use it to help people. So then I was like, all right, bet. One day I want to create a non-for-profit and help people in whatever ways. Like, I don't want to fully give out my plan, but like I want to find a way to give back and create a non-for-profit. So right before I started over, I had to start over my life last year, 2024. I got a new apartment, started over. Right before I started over, I applied for a job working in a nonprofit. Working for a nonprofit, and I kind of forgot about the application. I applied for it, and I was like, that would be crazy if I got that, because my main thing about starting a non-for-profit and helping homeless people was, where do you begin? Like, there's so much that I would need to learn in order to be good at that. So then I was on, I think it was Indeed, and I saw a job listing, and I was like, well, I have a lot of experience because I used to be a property manager. I do real estate, all these things. Like, I have a lot of experience. Maybe I could find a way to help homeless people find homes. And maybe I could learn a lot more about that by working in a non-for-profit. Boom. Forget about it. I'm in a hotel, starting my life over, and I get a call for an interview. No one knows at this interview that I am literally currently in a hotel when I take this call. I'm literally telling my kids to be quiet. I'm in a freaking roach motel. And I'm like, yes, I'm still interested in the position. Mind you, I left. I didn't even have a job. I was like, I don't even know what's happening, but I got to get the fuck out of here. I said, yes, of course, blah, blah, blah. Take the interview, boom, fast forward, get the job. Everything's perfect. It doesn't even make sense how perfect it was. My house was literally 8 minutes from my job. I was like, I didn't even know where I was going to live. So, like, that was God. I ended up working right near where my new place was. And I'm like, bet. So I'm working. The job is way harder than I anticipated, because working for homeless people is nothing you could prepare for. You have to just be in it to get it. And I'm actually working my ass off. Like, even though the job had stress, I loved what I did because I was working for a cause. It felt worth my time to give up 8 hours a day because I'm working towards something that I wanted to do in the long term. And I'm learning so much at this job. I'm like in a convenient location. It just was what I was trying to do. And I was working hard at it. Like, there was times I wanted to give up, but I still stayed locked in. So when I got let go, what hurt me the most was that I didn't get let go for not doing my job. I got let go for a technicality. The company ended up running low on money. I'm not going to say the company. I don't even know. The company ended up running low on money. They started making new rules about ways people could get let go. And I was one of those people that got caught in the crossfire over some BS, right? So that's where all this started. Right before I got let go, right? I'm realizing that, yes, I'm learning so much at this job. Yes, this job has been a huge blessing. Yes, I love my team. But part of me in the back of my mind is like, this job is taking up a lot of time. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to actually do my long-term, like, full goals in my life while working the amount of hours that this is taking from me. But I didn't even really want to I didn't want to walk away from it because I felt like it's where God put me. One thing I don't want to do is get in the way of God's plan, right? So I locked back in. This is right. I almost left. I had a mental breakdown at work, almost left. Then I was like, nah, bet. I'm going to lock in. I'm not going to be no fucking punk. I'm going to stay. I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to get good at this shit. And I did. So when I found out I was getting let go over a technicality, my ego was hurt because I was like, damn, I was working my ass off. Getting let go when you're working your ass off is not a fucking good feeling. It's like, bro, I am out here trying my best. I'm out here. It was one of those situations where it was out of your control. So before, let's back up. I was venting to my sister. I was like, damn, I really actually love my team. But sometimes I feel like I wish my days were filled with my other things that I want to do. I wish I could wake up every day and sew and pursue real estate and work on my YouTube and work on my podcast and work on and do that. Because yes, I'm learning there, but in order to actually do what I want to do, I need to build what I'm trying to build and do what I'm trying to do, right? I say that. I go to church. He talks about how he talks about how when you want to affect change in your life, sometimes things are going to be uncomfortable. Things aren't going to make sense. And sometimes you got to pray for God to take control, right? I kid you not. It's Sunday. I get on my knees and pray. I say, God, I lay my plans before you for you to change, rewrite, and rearrange as you please. Boom. Wake up Monday. Mind you, we got to back up one more time. Before all of that, I had just rented a new office space. I have been wanting to rent an office space for as a creative space, as a photo studio, as everything I want to do for years. I have toured multiple times. I've even made YouTube videos of some of them tours. I've toured multiple times, but it was never the right time. It was either credit or I didn't have the money or something was always in the way, right? So one day randomly, I was like, let me look one more time and just see if something is there. I look, I found a place for really cheap, right? Boom. I'm like, let me go tour it. Let's see what this is looking like. I go tour it. The owner is like, he shows me the place. He was like, he asked me how is your credit? I told him straight up, I'm not going to pass a credit check. Let me just be real with you. I was not taught about credit. I am still learning. I was like, I'm not going to pass credit check. Let me just be dead ass. And the guy looks at me. He said, something in me, for some reason, is telling me to trust you and give you a chance and give you favor. When he said the word favor, I knew it was God. He was like, if you rent it today, I'll give it to you. It was like $100 cheaper than what it was listed. He said, if you rent it today, I'll give it to you for $100 cheaper. Bet. I'm like, do I do this? Fuck it. In my mind, I'm like, I have a job. The job is a reasonable commute from my place. I have the money because I'm working this job and it provides me with the money. This is the time. The guy's going to say yes to me. I have the money in my account. Boom. I go to Bank of America, get the money, give it to the guy. I'm thinking in my mind, damn, that's so cool. I got this office, but I really don't have much time to utilize it, but I'm going to use the time that I have. My plan was spend a year, 2 years at the job I was currently at. Stay there for a year or two. I was getting comfortable, right? I'm like, okay, bet, this is cool. My team likes me. I like them. Then fast forward to when I say the prayer, God, here's my plans. I want you to rearrange them and change them for your fit because I know what you have for me is going to be better than what I can see for myself. Boom. Go to work Monday. Everything's fine. Regular day. Go to work Tuesday. They're like, ooh, come to my office. I'm like, what? This is where everything went left. Basically, my supervisor tells me that she don't even want to let me go. Her boss don't even want to let me go. But above them all is letting me go over a technicality. Because I was driving a few miles over the required speed limit in the company cars. I didn't even know I was driving. I had cruise control on. I didn't even know that's what blew me. It's it'd be one thing if I was in there, cruising, I was literally anxiously driving with the cruise control on. So I'm like, how the fuck is this even possible? But then in my mind, I'm like, you know what? maybe this is God. Because when things are out of your control like that, you're doing everything right, and for some reason, something is taken from you, it's usually just God taking it from you. So as much as I was hurt and crying and spiraling and all these things, I was like, all right, bet. So then that's when all the shit hit the fan. Now my finances are in question. I'm staying in a fucking expensive ass apartment. And here we are. And now I'm back in a place where I'm like, bro, how the fuck do I get my family out of the motherfucker? The thing is, we are afloat. That's the thing about America. We are afloat, and I feel like it's rigged to put you in that place. Like, unless you're born rich, it's hard to get from just staying afloat. I'm over here treading water, trying to keep us above, providing. I'm a mom. Like, I'm trying to provide a home, get to a point where I could purchase a home, get to the point where my son and daughter are smart as hell. So get to a point where I have money saved in their accounts, in some accounts, for them to go to college if they don't get scholarships or whatever. So that defeat was like, well, now what? Because I don't do well with finances that I can't see. I don't do well with plans that I can't see. That is faith, and I'm working on it. Okay? This is where the spiral begins. So now I'm in my head, like, now nothing makes sense. Because yes, I did just tell my sister that I wish my everyday could be doing these things, and I want to entrepreneur, and I want to do everything, and I want to blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going to do those and maintain my 9 to 5, so that the finances and the bills all make sense. God said, no, you don't got time for that. So I'm trusting the process here, right? So this all will make sense once you hear the rest of the story. Okay, bet. Now, I'm working on my office. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to stress. I'm just going to be me. I'm working on the office. I'm painting it. I'm doing all the things. I get my podcast equipment. I'm like trying my best to not think about the fucking elephant in the room. Like, what are you going to fucking do? What if everything that you're working towards does not work? What if the podcast is a waste of your time? You're sewing shit and it's a waste of your time. You're trying to sell real estate and it's a waste of... What if all of it's a waste of time? Then what? And then I start to feel overwhelmed pressure about the things that normally bring me joy. So now I'm feeling pressure to sow as fast as I possibly can, because God can't bless something if you don't put it in the atmosphere. So now I'm feeling pressure to sow. I'm feeling pressure to create. I'm feeling pressure with my office. I'm feeling pressure everywhere. Like, now what was supposed to be fun, like working in my office and like, yes, is now scary because I'm working towards something, but I'm not seeing any results. Mind you, I applied for 100 and something jobs. I kid you not. I applied for 100 and something jobs. Crickets. I'm like, okay. There was one that wasn't going to be a good fit. And I was like, all right, bet. That one's not going to be a good fit. We got to focus on the ones that will. I was afraid, but I had to do what I had to do. Right? Boom. So now, after that, I get scared. So I'm like, let me apply for some more jobs, because maybe I jumped the gun on trying to focus on this. Maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe I should go back to what's comfortable. But then every time I do what's comfortable, something happens where I don't end up staying there because it's not what I'm meant to fucking do. Right? Boom. So I'm spiraling now because I'm like, okay, money's running low. I know that this is what I think God is telling me to focus on, but it's not making sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it was like I woke up and was like, am I fucking crazy? Am I fucking crazy? Am I fucking crazy? Am I delusional? Am I working towards something that I do not see an end result for, that will never make sense? Because what the fuck if I am? So then I start to panic. Because if I am, then I'm wasting valuable time. So then I start applying for jobs out of fear. And nobody's calling me. Crickets. I'm like, all right, bet. So then I get this overwhelming sense of wanting to just give the fuck up, because all this shit is fucking scary. All this shit is pressure. I don't have support. I have some support, but like when it really comes down to it, I'm the one in charge of my family. Like, yes, I have people I can reach out to if it's a fucking stressful emergency situation, but for the most part, it's me. So I'm like, all right, bet. I got this overwhelming sense of giving up, right? And it was just whispering in the back of my mind. And I was like, I'm just not going to focus on that. So that's where the spiral began. I think seeing my mom and realizing that I literally chose the same path as her. I have 2 kids. She had 2 kids. I'm a single mom. She was a single mom. We both are creative beings trying to chase after something that we want to build from the ground up. Literally are the same person. I had a breakdown because now I understand what the breakdown was. If I gave up, I would be signing my kids up for the life that I had, that I'm having. If I gave up and got just a regular job, America's not set up for people to survive off a regular job no more. Like, they're just keeping afloat. If from a regular job, you're not. I live in Los Angeles. With a regular job, I'm not buying a house. I'm not. My kids ain't going to Harvard. I'm not, like, that's the thing. It's not like I would just give up and do the hard work and then still have money. Yes, I would probably have some. Do you know how much Harvard costs per semester? Because that's what my son keeps talking to me about. Harvard. I think I want to go to Harvard. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, so if my son got in Harvard, I need some money. If my daughter goes to Juilliard, because my son and daughter are very, very talented people, but my daughter's like more towards the artsy side. Anyways, that's beside the point. I say all that to say, I realized that if I gave up, I would be giving my kids the life I had. A mom who did not, this is not a diss to my mom. I'm just talking about my life. I will be giving my kids my life. Their mom doesn't have anything to offer them. She doesn't have any money. They want to build something. There's no resources. Fuck. I spiral. I start to reevaluate everything in my life. I was like, okay, bet. In church, they've been talking about change. You really do have to restructure the relationships in your life because sometimes people try to drag you down with them. You really do have to be diligent. You really have to be obedient. Shit ain't light. That's why I'm trying to tell you in the beginning. It was hard for me to record a little cute little podcast when that's what the fuck I'm going on. So instead, this is a life update. And this is what I'm going through. I realize that if you do not do something different, it's going to be the same. It's literally going to be the same. So I'm saying I want to talk about change, entrepreneurship, and what else did I say? Oh, growth and all that, because that's what's going on in the world. We have a fucked up president. I don't care. I'm going to say my political stance. This is my podcast. We have a fucked up president. The prices are too high. I'm black. I come from black trauma. Okay. That's the trauma that I understand. My great grandma was probably a fucking slave. So we have slavery, which led to freedom. So my grandma's mom was free, but we were still very much in segregation and poverty, and it was hard for people to get rich and survive and be financially free. To my grandma, who's healing from that trauma of not having enough and the pain that's passed down, which causes abusive fucking relationships with people's parents. To my mom, who sees a little bit of a light and tries to build it, but doesn't know how, because now in the black community that she grew up in, mental health wasn't prioritized. Financial freedom wasn't taught. Credit wasn't taught, at least to my family. I can't speak for all blacks because some black people have a different history. I'm talking about my family. So I'm like, all right, bet. I didn't even know what credit was or its importance until I was 23, 24. I was like, what is credit? I go on Credit Karma. I'm going to give y'all some full transparency. I go on Credit Karma for the first time. It was my cousin. Shout out to Jessica. Love you, boo. She sat at my grandma's table. She said, girl, you got to check your credit. I said, okay, bet. Let me check my credit. She said, this is how you create the account. I create the account. I didn't even know what number to be looking for. I'm 23. Didn't know what number to be looking for. I'm already a mom. I'm over here like, okay, bet, boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, I already have 300 points. Oh, I already have 300 points. She said, she looked at me like, cause she knew what's tea. So she's like, sis. No. So then I go on the journey. And of course, we're not at 300 anymore. We're doing better. I'm in a fair place. I'm not great, but we're in a fair place. You know the Credit Karma numbers. We are in a fair place. Okay. But I'm just being transparent. Maybe I am one of those people who just tell their business on the fucking internet. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. Because I think it's important for growth. Like now I'm over here like bet. So I started writing a list. Like, okay, what do I want to teach my kids? I need to teach my kids about credit. I need to provide them a property to live in. Because I'm realizing, okay, my first big dream was fashion design. Before I got into real estate, because I love real estate now too. But before I got into real estate, before content creation was even a thing, I'm a millennial. So there was no content creator bag yet. My first big dream was Lola Devavi, my fashion brand. Follow me, sis. I was like, bet, I'm going to become Gucci. I'm going to be like Louis Vuitton, Coco Chanel. Boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to fit them. They ready to accept me. We ain't got no money. Oh. So then I go to community college. Shout out to ARC, Sacramento. They had a really good sewing program. I learned how to sew. I'm learning all the ins and outs of what it means to run a business because I wanted my shit to be multi-million. Okay. I still do. That dream is not left. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, bet. I start researching. I'm like, okay, in order to have quality shit, you need quality fabric. I start going to the fabric stores, looking at silks and shit. $25 a yard. Okay, $25. How much yards would this dress cost that I'm trying to make? I need 3-4 yards for this one dress. 4 times 25. Okay. But I live in a world where people are expecting me to sew for $20. I'm like, honey, no, I need some money too. I need to get paid for the fabric. I need to get paid for so then I'm like, okay, bet. That's just one dress. If I'm trying to make a collection of 50 items, 100 times. So if I need at least $100 per look and there's 15 to 20 look, 100 times. I need money. Oh, that's when I was like, okay. Oh, becoming a fashion designer is expensive as fuck. And I realized that I had a 300 credit score. So there's no loan for me. There's no loan for me. I'm literally laughing at my pain with y'all, but like, this is what we're figuring out, right? This is early me. This is child me. What time it is? Okay. I got a few more minutes left. I might have to come back and finish this episode. But anyways, I'm like, bet. Okay. So we need money. All right. So then I was like, I need a website. Okay. How much are web designers? Oh, I need more money. Okay. Models need to get paid for their time. How much do models get paid? Oh, I need more money. I need professional photography. How much is photographers? Oh, I need more money. Okay. I need marketing. How much is marketing? Oh, I need more money. So then you just realize it takes money to get money. I have heard about it, but that was my first time actually understanding it, if you know what I mean. I realized that as much money as I was going to need, my children were also going to need, right? So then the grind begins because I'm a mom. I think at that time my son was like 2. So I'm like, all right, bet I got time, but I don't have a lot. So I need to because over time you're going to get owed. And I'm realizing, okay, so we're going to have to really like hit the ground running. We need a lot of money. So over time, obviously things have adapted and I got into real estate because real estate is also a really lucrative way to become an entrepreneur. And I love houses. I started working in property management to get discounted on rent, use that experience in real estate, then got into homeless services and worked for a non-for-profit. So over time, things were making sense. This episode was hard for me to record because one, I didn't understand what structure to go for because I'm like, maybe it's a two-parter because I am unpacking the pain that I feel because I realized that I wasn't properly set up for success. And then it makes me feel pain for my mom because she wasn't properly set up for success. And then it makes me feel pain for my grandma because she wasn't, and her mama because I'm an overthinker, right? But then I realized I got to focus on my current situation. As much pain as I feel for my mom and her mom and they mom, that is not my fault or my doing. My doing comes from what I do or don't do for my own children. So then I realized I can't really give up because if I gave up, I would be signing my children up for the same life of lack that I was raised in. And then everyone voted for Trump and then the world caught on fire. And I'm trying to record a light podcast because I sat and I made a game plan. I was like, bet I was praying. Actually, I was meditating. Like, God, I want to do all these things. I want to be a realtor. I want to be a fashion designer. I want to open a non-for-profit. I want to be a content creator. I want to record my podcast. I want to do all these things. Which one do I focus on first? God said, do all of them. You have the time because you got fired. Do them all, right? So I'm like, okay, well, let me sit down with a plan. I made a realistic plan, a realistic calendar of how I was going to do it all. And then I realized that as much as you plan, the world happens. So I had all these plans and all these dates and all these calendars and all these things on my calendar ready to go. I come outside one day and I peep a tree on the ground. I'm like, sorry, y'all, for the video watchers. The camera died. But anyways, I come outside one day and there's a tree on the ground and it's windy AF. And I'm like, what is going on? And I honestly made a TikTok, laughed it off. Oh, a tree fell, whatever. Girl, Los Angeles caught on fire from them same winds. So my plans were halted because, honey, your little plans don't matter when people's houses are burning the fuck down. And mind you, my new office is in Encino. So I'm over here like, I was on, what is it called? Watch Duty app. Like, wait a minute, is my office going to burn the fuck down? Oh, please, Jesus, please. I start praying like, Lord, because then what? Then we back at square one. Now we have no creative space. You invested all this money because I had just bought all my podcast equipment, just painted my office. I just paid this man money. I'm like, please, Lord, Father God, please. So that happens. The world catches on fire. So I put everything on pause. We ain't gonna pop out with nothing because it's also fucking insensitive, even though my house didn't burn down, to just be out here. Yes, let's talk about fashion trends. Even though the world's caught on fire, we have a racist, sexist ass fucking bigot for a president who lied to us and y'all believed him, so y'all voted for him. Anyways, so yeah, my podcast and everything that I was building seemed mighty fucking irrelevant. So I was like, all right, let me just put all this shit on halt, pause, and just wait and just like be in the world for a second. My friend was having her birthday and her shit had to get canceled. My kids couldn't go to school. It was hard to breathe outside. Like, everything was going on. So I paused. Then everything kind of started to like feel like the world was starting again for Los Angeles. The president was a shithole, asshole, but I still had to move forward because what am I going to do? Sit on my ass and cry about him being the president for 4 years? I'm going to just have to fucking, this is the world we live, right? Bet. I record my first episode. I come up with a schedule. I reach out to my fucking guests and get them on the calendar, everything that I'm trying to do. Why do I get sick? And I lost my voice. When I say voice was gone. And I just remember going to church has been a huge thing for me. It's really like, it's what motivated me to leave and start over. It's what motivated me to continue. Like, every time shit gets hard. I got to exit this in 5 minutes because I got to go pick up my kids. But I remembered that the literal pastor, I don't want to say what church I go to because I have stalkers and I don't want that motherfucker to pop up at my church. There are many churches in Los Angeles. Yes, you need Jesus, but don't come to mine. So I go to Amazing Church. The pastor's talking about change and growth and joy and peace, right? And he pointed out, like, as you're trying to climb out of generational trauma, you're going to have obstacles and you're going to have to do it anyway. That's been my motivation. Like, I want y'all to do it too. You tired? Do it anyway. You broke? Do it anyway. Everything is against you. Do it anyway. So I was sick and I was trying to do it anyway, but my voice was genuinely gone. So I was like, that's just the obstacle of the enemy trying to make me literally can't speak, because I didn't want to be hacking and coughing and having a hard time recording. I was going to do it anyway, which I probably should have to maintain my consistency. But sometimes a bitch is going to get sick. Like, what you going to do, right? I was like, it's okay. I'm going to just miss a week. I'm going to record my episode. I wasn't even in the headspace to record the cute. I'm going to still do cute shit. Like, I'm going to still come on here and do little story times and what's in and what's out and all the other cute shit and have friends and do banter. But this ain't that episode, boo. This is the episode of, one, sharing what I've been through. Two, just motivating you guys. Like, if you truly want something different for your fucking life, don't let nobody or nothing fucking stop you. Things are going to, like, and don't be afraid to say the prayer, because yes, I got on my knees and prayed and asked God to rearrange my plans, and he took away a job, but he did provide me with opportunity. And it was a good time. It was great timing for it to happen. And I do have a real estate license, so I'm going to be selling some houses during that time. I'm going to be focused on real estate. I'm going to be focused on fashion. I'm going to be focused on podcasts and all this shit. And it does free up some space. It took me a while to get here, but now I'm actually grateful for the loss of that job. In the beginning, I was like, fuck all of you. Like, fuck this world. Why is this happening to me? Why? My boss don't even want me to get fired. Her boss don't even want me to get fired. I'm getting let go of a technicality. Oh, it was a lot for me to process. And then I realized that, yes, I may not work there, but I still have great connections. And I don't want to put that, especially because as much shit as I talked about the process of me getting let go, I'm not going to say where I work, but I still have great connections up there. I still have big love for the team that I worked with. Like, we really was out there housing homeless people. Like, don't motherfucking play. So, I still have love. I still have, the bridges aren't burned. Like, yes, I don't work there, but the bridges aren't burned. I was sent off with grace and love, like, from the people on my team. So it's going to make sense in the long run. I really have a lot riding on me in the next few months of my life. Like, I really need to affect change, because if I don't, the well will run dry. So, honey, if you want to support me, don't tell me that you can't, because there are many ways. You could follow, you could leave a review for the podcast. You can follow my personal page, Venice Not Like the Beach. You could follow Lola Devavi, my fashion page. I am all over the fucking internet. You could follow my real estate page, Venice O Realty. Don't play with me. You know somebody trying to buy a house or sell a house? Reach out. You know somebody trying to rent a house? Reach out. You know somebody who want to look cute and need some clothes? Reach out. You know somebody who need to rent an office space? Reach out. I'm about to be all over the motherfucking internet, okay? Prepare to see the kid, and it'll all make sense, because just know that it all aligns with everything that I want to be. Like I said in my last episode, I always said I wanted to be everything. And I guess this is my version of everything, okay? I am all of that. I'm a mother, a fashion designer, a realtor, a podcast host, a content creator, a few other things that I don't feel like disclosing yet until the projects are underway. Okay, but just know that you're going to get used to this face, because I'm about to be here, ho. Love you. Thank you for tuning into this episode of The Latest Blather. And again, please leave a review. I know we are a beginner page. I'm starting with no platform, essentially. But it's okay. It's okay. We are going to build one together. So definitely follow The Latest Blather on IG. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. You can follow me on TikTok. And yeah, tune in somehow. All right, that's all I need from you is a tune in. And if you want to buy something, let me know. Love you.